Sole.
Now these are different because they're faster. Sole. Good. Sole. And play it. Yeah. Good. But you don't have so much time. Sole. Good. What does it mean? Very good.
Solze, sol.
Yeah, ensemble. Now with the meaning of sol. Nice. This is very beautiful and very special for the audience. Not just D, D, and again D, D, but different colours. What does Luna mean?
Luna?
Luna.
Moon.
Moon?
Okay, so now play it like it's moon. Moon. Beautiful. So this is where the expression comes, not with changing the time is the same, but with changing the colour and the meaning.
Yeah. Ardente.
And where is the good syllable?
Second.
Yes, ardente. And the expression comes on the good syllable, not ardente. Yes, yes, very good. And now listen to the tempo. Dente. Good. Now the next one, this nascente. Can you say it?
Nascente.
Very good. Notice the different very different sound. Otherwise it's the same. A e e a e e. But arde nascente. Very different sounds. It was completely different when you knew the meaning. Yeah. And this is what I was saying yesterday. This is the priority. They say that with this music you should tell the story and keep the rhythm. And the sound is not so important. This is the important stuff. The words and the rhythm. Very nice. Now this next bit. Can you say it? Capor.
Capor.
Capor. Capor. Double P. Capor.
Capor.
Very good. Capor. Good. And the accent is in the middle. Caporti.
Caporti.
Good. And it just means to carry, to bring.
Нести?
Ну что перенести. Che accordi.
Yes. And notice the speed. It's caporti, caporti, caporti. Not like ardente, which is slow. Caporti. Bring it quite quickly. Caporti. Try it. Yep. Caporti. Yes. With many pieces had da 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 da. Like in your sonata, in your Marini, with the place with the double stops. Yeah, this da da da. Hear the words. Here's one. Vieni meneo. That's exactly like your sonata. Yes. Here's another one. Lasciate monti. Different. Yeah, that's the way it's often done. Super fast, but actually it's not written that way. It's written in slow lines. So lasciate monti, lasciate monti. And it's not. It's often sung. Here's another one. In questi prati. And this A-in is definitely bad. Questi, good, bad. Prati. But prati is more important than questi. So not in questi, no. In questi prati.
Покиньте свои луга, да, и plains, meadows. Prato means.
Oh yes, absolutely. Yes.
Can we return to this? So, what is the key way of working in such places where good and bad syllables in the word itself are different from good and bad notes in music? Because sometimes it happens with stranger and
very often.
so what's the general way? So both syllables are bad, or
it's like in poetry. So, for example, if I take this very famous to be or not to be, that's the question. Okay. So the poetry is to be or not to be, that is the question. But you don't say that. To be or not to be, that's the question. To be or not to be, that's the question. So that what happens here is sometimes the in poetry, sometimes the accent comes together with the poetic meter, and sometimes not. Yeah, and that's the case here. So vie, if I do it down, up, down. Vieneo. So that's regular. The accents vie, vieneo come with the down. And that very often happens, but not always. And this happens quite often. Lasciate monti. Just say that, but with your hand.
Lasciate monti.
Right. Now you're yeah. Lasciate. It's lasciate monti. Yes, again. Lasciate monti. And that's actually rather beautiful. It's more. It's not just chick. Lasciate. Come down. Lasciate monti. So next one. E questi prati. E questi prati. Yeah. And now try this next one that has no accents. Della bellezza. Right. Della bellezza. Yeah. So the time count continues as normal. And if you were beating time with very clear instructions, you just go down, up, down, up, down, up. And you can put the word accent on this down, like vieni, like imeneo, like monti, like prati, like bellezza. But also, it's not always that way. Sometimes you, on the down, you have no accent. The count is still the same. The count continues with no change, but the accent can be there or not. The accent can also be somewhere else. Lasciate in questi. And when we look at Galliard, it's even stronger, this same idea. So these are Galliard examples. And most of them have more accent on the second than the first. Ben fallo al cielo. Ben fallo al cielo. This one as well. Delia. Delia. So you count it. 1, 2, 3. But the strongest word accent is on 2. Delia.
Quando.
Yeah, here's the one. Quando la. That's with the accent on 1. But from this piece, I took all the phrase beginnings. There are 8 phrases, and only one of them begins with the accent on the 1. In Galliard, it's very normal to put the accent on 2. Like here, da due begli occhi. Da due begli occhi. Okay. This is a very regular line. When I do count the clock that tells the time. And of course the meaning of those words, that's why he makes it so regular. It's like a clock. When I do count the clock that tells the time. This is a more subtle line. If music and sweet poetry agree, the accent's not. If music and, no, there's no accent there. If music and sweet, there's an accent, but no beat. If music and sweet poetry, So the accents, the accents and the beat are different. So this is like this kind of music. The beat is always the same. If music and sweet poetry agree, and the accents sometimes come with the beat, but not always.
Но не всегда.
Okay.
Да, это очень сильно.
But what I hope you see is that when you were playing this way, with this very strong concentration, and it's very expressive. In one way it's very simple what you play. Not and not with change of tempo. It's very simple, but it's very expressive because you're really concentrating.
It's another way.
Yeah, it's completely another way.
Another way.
Yeah. Okay, that was it. It's a different way to think.
Yes.
But what I find very interesting, when you play this way, you make such different sounds. I mean, you've got a beautiful control of the bow, and so if I ask you to go ah, you go ah, and you can go ooh, like hey. It's
very clearly.
Это то, что...
Yeah. So we hear this, and it's beautiful to listen to, and when you know the meaning of the words, very effective. So this is what your Marini should sound like.
Yes, I.
Great.